Hello, my lovely islanders. It's Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And as you can tell by the title, this video is all about Venus in Pisces. And I have a lot of notes on Venus in Pisces. Too many freaking notes. Look, y'all, I got 1 page, 2 page, 3 page. Like, I got 3.5 pages of notes for Venus in Pisces. So just sit here, grab some popcorn, get you some soda. Don't drink soda. I lied. Don't drink soda. It's so bad for you. Get you some H2O, baby. Get you some of that healthy stuff. Get you some seaweed snacks or something. I just ate some and it's so good. Get you some organic snacks. Sit back and relax because this video is going to be a little lengthy. It's going to be a little long, okay? So bear with me. This placement is significant for me because I have a Pisces in the 7th and 8th house. Okay, specifically this is more significant for me because I have Pisces in the 7th house. The 7th house is Libra's house. This house rules partnerships and marriage and union and other people. So having a Pisces in the 7th house is very similar to having a Venus in Pisces. I do not have a Venus in Pisces though. I have a Venus in Gemini. But reading about this, it struck a lot of nerve in me, in like a sense of like I felt kind of uncomfortable because it highlighted the darker aspects of, like when I attract a person, and highlighted the darker aspects of who I attract and who I have attracted in the past. Like it just made me think about the toxic, type of person I had attracted in the past. But let's just jump right into it. So that being said, Venus and Pisces people are prone to deception. They're prone to getting deceived by other people. They're prone to deceiving others as well. They're prone to attracting people who are narcissistic, people who are emotional vampires, people who are, oh, and by the way, planet Venus represents love, relationships, romance, money, who you're attracted to, and the kind of people that attracts you. This is very romantic based, but also money based, and it's just based on the kind of relationships that you have. And it's not always romantic, but I'm touching up on the romantic aspects of this planet. Venus in Pisces is a very, very, very interesting placement. Let me tell you. The planet Neptune rules deception and illusion and delusion and, the dream world and fantasy and imagination. So anybody who has a Venus in Pisces is very imaginative, very, very imaginative. They're always fantasizing. Okay, keep in mind, Einstein was a Pisces, and he would say that imagination was more valuable than logic, and then rationality and more valuable than science and stuff like that. Pisceans, they believe in, damn, like really this whole helicopter over my head. Like I'm sensitive to sound. Okay, so if you watch my videos, you probably can tell. Like, so people with Venus and Pisces, they have this elusive charisma about them. They seem kind of aloof and distant and hard to reach, and they can confuse a lot of people in love relationships in that sense. It's kind of hard to tell how a Venus in Pisces is feeling and what they're thinking because they always change their mind because they themselves don't really know who they are. And somebody's going to call me in the middle of my freaking video. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back and I'm better. Okay, so people who have Venus and Pisces are very sensitive, soft-hearted lovers. They're very sensitive to their partner's feelings and their needs. And, this can kind of make them prone to getting taken advantage of. A lot of people who have a Venus in Pisces have really big hearts, and they kind of want to be the savior a lot of the times, and they attract people who are victims or like to play the victim, and then also they're prone to acting like the victim themselves. They are prone to ending up in relationships where they may be the victim, and this may sound harsh, but I have to be honest. They may end up in relationships where they are the victim of abuse, maybe physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, but this is just the truth. Anybody who have this placement, it makes them more prone to that. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to experience this. It just means that you're more prone to it, or it's a higher possibility of you coming across relationships like this. Okay, so you can either be the victim, or even not even be a victim, but you can be delusional and think that you're a victim of a situation even when you're really not, and you think that you can't escape a certain situation when you really can. You can also attract people who are helpless, people who don't really know who they are, and they have addictions, you know, sex addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction. You can attract these type of people who just are lost and they need your help. People with a Venus in Pisces, they're highly romantic. They may be the type to write poetry about their lover when they're in love, and they're the type to want their partner to write poetry about them, you know? Like, they're a sucker for poetry. They're a sucker for, you know, anything sentimental and, you know, heartfelt, and anything that just makes your heart melt. A lot of Venus and Pisces people have a tendency to see their partner through rose-colored lenses, whether their partner deserves this or not. This can be a good and a bad thing. Okay, this makes them very compassionate, empathetic partners, but it also makes them prone to being in a relationship with somebody who is a toxic partner, but seeing them as if they're a hero. And this strikes a huge nerve in me, because having a seventh house, I have attracted the situation. I attracted a guy who, I saw him through rose-colored lenses like crazy. I was so freaking naive. If I could go back in the past and slap myself upside the head and say, girl, what are you doing? Get out now. Can't you see that he is a narcissist? But me having a Pisces in the 7th house, I'm an empath, okay? And a lot of times, unfortunately, empaths have a tendency to attract narcissists. They have a tendency to attract people who are emotional vampires and energetic vampires, and people who like to use them and take advantage of them, and that is exactly what I did. So Venus in Pisces, it highlights the darker aspect of who I attract. People with Venus in Pisces, the good thing about this placement is that they have and very the words seem like they just have this very impressive ability to love unconditionally. Okay, they will love you no matter how bad you treat them. No matter, you will punch them in the face 5 times and it will still be like, you know what, you know, everybody has their moments. And you know, you punched me in the face because you must have been going through something, and I forgive you because you're only human. You know, Pisces, they're so forgiving. You know, they exercise this energy of forgiveness like no other Venus sign, and it makes them really, really amazing lovers, but also incredibly naive and incredibly vulnerable. Venus and Pisces people are prone to identity confusion. They're prone to not knowing who the hell they are. They're prone to, you know, changing their identity, changing their looks. You know, they always change their hair. They always change their makeup, changing the style of their clothes. They're always changing the way that they look constantly, because they can't quite pick an identity. They can't quite pick a certain way to be, because they really don't know. You know, like, the Pisces symbol is 2 fish going in opposite directions, right? One fish is going over here, one fish is going that way, and that symbolizes their emotions. Pisces is highly emotional, and not only that, but their emotions are always going in different directions, right? So when it comes to romance, these people are very, very, you know, not all Venus and Pisces, but I would say someone who's a more immature Venus and Pisces will be prone to being emotionally unstable. And the fish, they go in opposite directions, so one fish is going that way, like one opinion is that way and another opinion is over there, so they have 2 separate opinions and 2 separate ideas about the same thing, and it's just all this back and forth and confusion, and they feel a lot of different ways about a lot of different things, and then they're not really sure how they feel, because they just feel so much, and they see so much, you know, and they see and feel a lot more than the average person. And I'm thinking about people that I've known who have a Pisces moon as well. Michael Jackson, for instance, had a Pisces moon. If y'all don't know who Michael Jackson is, you should be ashamed of yourself. Michael Jackson, singer, dancer, musician, amazing, amazing human being. Virgo sun, Pisces moon, opposite placements. He was extremely compassionate and extremely empathetic. I remember a story about how when he was a kid, he would watch, you know, the starving, hungry kids and the hurt animals on TV, and he would be crying, and he would say, "Mother, someday I'm going to change that." You know, and that's the Piscean energy for you. So you can imagine what kind of partners Venus and Pisces could be. You know, they have a partner that may seem so wounded and so hurt, and Venus and Pisces will look at them like, "I'm going to help them. I'm really going to help them. They need my help," you know? And so this placement, these people are also prone to depression, because they can just feel the hurt in the world, and they feel the weight of the world on their shoulders, because they just have so much, like, they can take on other people's pain. And they can see someone struggling and then they suddenly feel like they're struggling too. Because these people are chameleons of emotion. So many notes, y'all. So many freaking notes. Where do I even begin? Yeah, I wrote down that Pisces is a mixture of everything. Nothing just black and white. Nothing black and white. Everything colorful. They're all the colors of the rainbow. You know, they're a mixture of weak and strong, cruel and merciful, selfish and selfless. They're a mixture of it all, okay? Pisces people are confusing. They are prone to different personalities, you know? They may be a little bit bipolar. You may find that you're in a relationship with multiple people even though you're in a relationship with one person. The thing I really love about the Piscean energy is that these people have a tendency to see people for the potential that they could be rather than who they are in that current situation and in that current moment. They just have this incredible ability to see the grand future that somebody could have, and they can see how a person can potentially become. So they're always helping out the underdog in hopes, not really in hopes, but in faith, that having faith in their heart that that person will be better and that that person will change. And unfortunately, sometimes they attract people that won't change. They attract people that will stay, you know, a bum living in their mama's basement, you know, but they're hopeful. They're like, oh, he'll get better, and he might. But Pisces, you do not always have to make sure that everybody's going to be the best that they can be. Pisces have a tendency to give themselves up to take care of other people. They may neglect themselves and abandon themselves to take care of their partner and to take care of their loved ones because they're just so freaking selfless. People with a Venus in Pisces needs to learn how to set boundaries. You need to learn how to protect yourself. You more than anybody else needs to learn how to set boundaries, set limitations, protect your energies, protect your aura. As y'all can see, the sun is going down, so the lighting is not as good. But Pisces, you of all people deserves to protect yourself. You deserve to be able to have a sacred space that you can go to for healing. A sacred space that you can go to relax and to just find that love for yourself. You know, you may find that people don't appreciate you. You may find that you're giving and giving and giving and nobody's pointing it out. Nobody's saying, you know what, Venus and Pisces, I really appreciate the kind of, you know, girlfriend or boyfriend that you are. You know, I've never dated anybody like you and I just really appreciate you. Venus and Pisces people believe. Venus and Pisces believe. They believe in soulmates. They believe in twin flame. They believe in sex being the merging of two souls. They believe in the joining of two souls, the union of two souls. They believe in becoming one. You know, they believe in this is me, this is you. Y'all can't see it on this camera. Two people becoming one soul. Two halves of a whole. They can walk around in life feeling like they're half of a human being. They can feel incomplete. And once they find that soulmate or that twin flame, they finally feel like they're whole. And love can be bliss for Venus and Pisces. These people, when they're in love, they feel like they're in heaven. And when somebody is in love with them, that person feels like they have literally fell in love with an angel. Okay, because Pisces it represents the celestial realm. It represents, you know, things that may or may not be real that are exceptionally beautiful and ethereal and delicate and, you know, mermaid-like and fairy-like. You know, people with the Venus and Pisces are also highly creative. Oh God, the lighting. Let's just like, is this better? I do not like bad lighting in my videos. Like, it's too cute to have bad lighting. Amen to that. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, so Venus and Pisces are very artistic and creative individuals. Any Pisces placement will be very creative. And, you know, they'll create stuff that you just can't understand how they even created it because it's so incredible and it's so unique and it's just very different than anything that you've ever seen. Venus in Pisces is attracted to the hopeless poet, the hopeless artist, you know, the unique outsider, the weirdo, the oddball, the one with the weird sense of style. You know, they may be attracted to the person that, you know, unfortunately self-mutilates. You know, they may be attracted to the person that cuts themselves and has this kind of depressive, you know, poor me kind of mentality. They may be that type of person and they may be attracted. They might attract that type of person. And it doesn't only have to be in romantic relationships. It can also be in friendships too. And family members also. The type of partners that Venus in Pisces needs is sensitive, empathetic partners. You do not need a partner that is harsh or rude, or just not understanding or selfish. You need a partner who has a big heart and who sees you as the delicate, you know being that you are. You need somebody who sees you for who you are, and they only want to protect you and cherish you rather than to take advantage of you. Venus and Pisces, like I said, are dreamers. They spend a lot of time daydreaming. They spend a lot of time fantasizing about a better life, because reality is really difficult for them. It's really difficult for them to be a part of this real world, But we need you, Venus and Pisces. We need you, okay? And Pisces moon, Pisces sun, Pisces Mars. Y'all have this very, very soft energy that the world needs, because the world can be so hard and so harsh, and we need soft, gentle people in the world like you. So don't try to run away from this world, because this world is the exact thing that you need and we need. You need to be a part of this real world so you can ground yourself, and we need you so that you can heal us. When it comes to romance, these people experience very high vibrational love, higher than many other Venus placements. Venus and Pisces are not very judgmental. They are the opposite of Virgo. Sometimes they lack all judgment, and like I said, this makes them prone to getting taken advantage of. Whereas Virgos can be a little too judgmental sometimes, and it can be their downfall, because they're judging and being critical, and then it stops them from, attracting, people, because they're shutting everybody off. Whereas Venus and Pisces, they let everybody in because they think that everybody has a good heart and that everybody means well, and that's not true. Everybody does not want to help you. Everybody does not have your best interest in mind. Venus and Pisces, this is also a very spiritual placement, and the light keeps going down, y'all. I'm stressed. I'm just so stressed. The freaking sun is going down. I have never had to rotate a camera so freaking much filming a video. So like I said, Venus and Pisces, this is a very spiritual placement for romance and relationships, and just that combination with the planet Venus, it's gonna be something else, because Venus is already very the planet of beauty also. So a lot of people will see you as very beautiful. You do have a very just this aesthetic to you, because Pisces has an aesthetic to them, that heavenly aesthetic, that angelic aesthetic. And Venus, the planet Venus, and Libra, Venus rules Libra and Taurus. These signs have a certain, aesthetic to them. Tauruses, for example, have a natural beauty kind of aesthetic, well, while Libras have a more fairy-like aesthetic to them. When it comes to their sexual experiences, Venus and Pisces will have otherworldly kind of sex, otherworldly sex. Completely just not a part of this realm. Sex that just feels like they're somewhere else, and they can take their partner, they can take their sexual partner to a whole nother world. This is like some LSD type shit. like this, just anything Pisces, I always think about psychedelics. I don't know why, but every time I do a video on Pisces and I research on Pisces, I just think about psychedelics. I think about LSD and acid and shrooms and the drugs that make you feel like you're on a whole nother planet. And that can be the kind of sex that they have. And also, these people are prone to, addictions. So they're prone to feeling like sex is better when they're on drugs, and sex is better when they're drunk, or, sex is better when they're, high. So Venus and Pisces, this is also